Greetings, brethren, and welcome back to the How to Get Better at Chess series, where I, the Chess Crusader, will help you get better at chess by showing you how to find and make good moves much more consistently, and even stop blundering altogether. How are we going to do this? Well, we're going to play a game here against Coach David. I've set him to 1200 today, about a middle of the pack. You should be able to beat him no problem after following these tips. If you're just starting at chess or you're intermediate at chess, the best way to improve your ranking is just to make sure that you're not making any obvious blunders. You do this by just thinking about your moves. Um, it helps if you play slower chess first, so you like to play rapid games, probably 10-minute games rather than the 3-minute games, because you're much less reactive. If you don't like openings, that's totally fine too, because I'm going to show you how to do it without openings. But just by using good fundamental principles in the opening, you won't have to learn how to play any openings, which is good for when you're starting. You can, once you're developing a bit more and you need to fight for every little bit of advantage that you can, learning openings is good, but for the start, it's totally fine. Okay, Coach David here says, hello there, play any move at all. This game is just for practice. I agree. Good opening principle. Put your pawn in the middle with white. Well, how well do you know the perk? I don't know it well at all, but all I know is, hey, if your opponent gives you the chance to put another pawn in the center, you should probably do that. You just played the best move. Look at your beautiful center. See? It's that easy. Um, just play good moves, and it all comes together. We're playing theory, and we don't even know it. So our opponent, he brings out his knight to attack this pawn. We can do many things. We can bring out our own knight to develop and defend it. Defend it this way, but that's not great because you want to develop your pieces if you can. Another good thing is we can earn tempo on this knight by, if we put this move here with our pawn, it advances us further, but it also forces his knight to go somewhere else. So we'll try that. Good idea to kick my knight away. So now we've played two moves, well, three technically to get this pawn here, but we've taken a lot of space, and he's only made one move, and now we get to play another one somewhere. So let's bring out this knight. We could have brought out this one to try and control some space, but it's not a big deal. This move opened up the scope of my bishop. That's something you have to worry about is, okay, what's he going to try to do? He's going to try to get over there probably, but that's a little passive. We have a little bit of advantage in the center here, so we'll take it. Bring our knight forward. Well played. That knight is active and pressuring key squares. So how have we gotten to this position? Well, we're doing very well already, probably winning if you look at the evaluation. We've put our pawns in the center. We've put our knights, just develop them. You want to develop the knights before the bishops usually. And now our opponent has just gone and given us a pawn here. This pawn, he moves it forward, not defended by anything. You take it. You saw my free pawn. Good. Your pieces are more powerful when they start to leave their starting squares. I couldn't agree more. He only has two pieces that are away. We have many more than that. This knight is a little loose. It's okay, though, because it's defended by the bishop. So we don't need to move him right away at all. So maybe we want to get some more of our pieces out, or maybe even just go for an attack of some sort. Something that's threatening right away, if we put our queen right here, our knight can tag up with it to maybe threaten this position here. And then there's not really a threat that because the king can run away, but it's very scary and unpleasant for my opponent. This gets my queen out, which you don't really want to do in the openings too much. All my opponent has to do to stop it is go here, but I might as well just bring out more pieces to the party. Totally reasonable play. Okay. I love it. How should I respond to your threat? Okay. He's protecting his pawn. It was already protected, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a way you could have done it. He did this. He could have done that as well. So now we might want to put some pressure on this knight because this knight is just blocking us from attacking on this square. So what can we do? Well, we can try to push this, but then he can take, and that doesn't quite work. So we can try to apply pressure in other ways, like if I was able to put my knight on this square, that would be pretty good because I would threaten the knight. But he doesn't really have to move it because he could just, if I take, he can just take back with the pawn, and if I take, he has his queen there. So I don't think there's much of an attack anymore. We brought our queen out. We tried a little bit, but nothing really happened. That's totally okay. Maybe something we want to do right now is if we don't know what to do, a good idea is always to castle. I'm sure there's some good move that I'm not seeing right now. Because when you have this much space and this much active pieces, it's usually a good idea to try and use them. But yeah, we'll try to develop this bishop here. Maybe we can allow for this to happen, and that would be good. It is legal for you to castle now. Should you? Probably not. Castling this way, that would bring our rook to this square, our king to this square. Can we en passant? Absolutely. Would it be funny to en passant? Yeah, sure. But I think the best move in this position is to try and rip out open the center. We have so many central pieces attacking here. We have such a lead in development over our opponent that it's good. It's very good for us. Another idea is, okay, you want checks, you want captures, you want attacks. Well, a check is this, right? And so now he can't block with this pawn anymore. So this knight could go here to block. That's fine. This bishop could go here to block. That's also fine. Either way, he has to move some pieces around, so it's not that bad. Because here, if he does this, we can just take and then we get a pawn passed through, which could be pretty good. Or if we go here, he could bring this to block, and then we can just not worry about it for a bit. So this is a move that we can play. So we can think about this. But for now, I want to apply some more pressure in the center here. Because if I go here, and if he takes, I take back, then we have some pressure on this knight. Because once again, remember, this knight is putting a lot of pressure onto this square. So I'll remember that I have this in my back pocket. Of course, he doesn't have to take. He is going to take. That's totally fine. You see a way to gain material back. This would be it. Okay. So now my opponent has done this to try and defend this knight from all of these threats that are here. Well, just this and this. But now, remember, we had this in the back pocket. This right here. It doesn't check the king anymore, but it does prevent this knight from moving. So we can play this. You've pinned my attacking piece. I'm developing my rook. It does something because it at least defends this square from everything at the end here, because now the king can't even escape anymore because of this square from the knight that he blocked out. So, yeah. So if we take here, he's got to take back like this way maybe. That does get the queen and the bishop active though, so it's not the best move. But this pin is very nice. This pin is very good here. So if we take here, if he takes back, we don't really have anything anymore. So maybe I want to get one of these rooks on the file. So now would be a good time to castle. This just doesn't work because this rook defends this square now. Well, I guess here, here, and then I couldn't take back anyway. So what we will do is we will castle. Probably a good idea to castle this side. You should end up winning a rook if you find the right moves. Okay. Well, I don't quite see winning a rook right now, but if I ever have the chance to play a move that develops the rook, that develops and attacks, I'm happy. This is good. Develops this, attacks this knight. That is good. Oh, I guess before I didn't see that this rook was hanging just like the whole time. I just kind of assumed that it was covered. Can I go back in my... No, it doesn't let me go back. At least not that I can see. Anyway, when he moved this rook down here to defend the pawn, I was like, oh, it's just a move that I missed. I didn't know that he could do. But yeah, obviously, I can just take this. An even better way... Well, no, it doesn't quite work. Because this is... Sorry. Let me just compose myself here. It's been a long day. I just went back to university today for the first day, and it was a long one, so I am tired, but that's okay. A tactic here, a common one, is, well, this knight defends this rook. Well, what happens if we take this this knight? Well, he can't take back with this knight, so he can take back with this pawn, but then this rook is no longer protected. So that would be a good move, except here he can change the order. Oh, no, he can't. Because here, I was going to say he could take this first, and then my knight can't actually take it. But actually, if I go here and he takes here, then I can just get my my bishop back there. So this is a good move here. Good defending your knight. Okay, so now we have this, which is good. Okay, maybe there was something better there. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. This game is developed in such a way that there are some really real threats here. This is still protected. Sorry, this is still pinning the knight to the king, so he can't move. I would have expected this move, honestly, to try and block off, but yeah, who knows? Now what I can do is put one of my rooks onto this file and threaten just something super scary on that king over there. So that is what I will do. Nice, it looks like your piece can be on a more active square. Okay. Lots of stuff going on here now, like tons of stuff. So one thing I can do is basically guarantee a queen by if I go here, the rook is protected by the rook is protected by the bishop. So if I do this, check, the king runs away. I can move my rook here to check the king again, and then if he takes, then I get his queen. It's a rook and a bishop, which is like 8 points. A queen is worth 9, I believe. So that would be good. Definitely, if I go here to check him, he should probably just take. Well, maybe not, because then I can check him with my other rook. But another way to do that would be this bishop here. If I take this, it's a threat on the queen, but also if I ever move that bishop somewhere else, it will be a check on the king. So then I can try to, like, let's say here, he does nothing, or he moves his queen, I don't know, over here. I can just move my bishop back to this square, check the king, and then I can take this rook in the corner. So what's better here? Well, I'm not entirely sure, but I think I'll just. This is pretty simple. Nice little trade here. He was forced to give up something. Okay, so now he does this. Probably a good idea is this is the only piece that is not doing something in my position, so let's bring him in with the check. Okay, so he brings in his king back, and that's good. This knight isn't pinned anymore, so it's not a bad idea to trade it. This check is cool because I could get this rook off of like a check, king moves, get the rook. That doesn't work because this knight defends this square, but now we can just get rid of this knight. Okay, so now we can have this check. It doesn't do as much anymore because now this bishop's not in the blocking the way, so the rooks will defend each other, but we can get in there and we can start winning some pawns here. Check doesn't do anything, doesn't really do that much. We can get this and try to use the rook and the queen to just kind of plow on the back line. So we will do that. Something we want to worry about a little bit is our back rank, because our king doesn't have a way to escape. So if one of their rooks was able to get down here, that would not be good for us, not be very good at all. So we could set up a little bit of a escape. There's no immediate threat right now, though. There's no way for him to get to me. So I will move my rook here, and we're just going to start going to town. He could have like defended, but I could have just tried to wrap my knight around to put more pressure on it. Instead, he just puts his rook here for some reason. I'm not entirely sure, but obviously this bishop not defended, so we can just go here. Yeah, once again, go here. Why not? Yeah, so where can the king go? The king can't actually go to any squares, but if I go here to check, then he can just take my rook. That's not great. So maybe we want to retreat or go on another line. I'm not entirely sure what the best form is, but something that we know that we can do is we can just here, because it is defended by this knight. Okay, he wants to trade. That's totally fine. But do we have to trade? I'm not sure. We can, because we can check. Then the king has to move up. We can kind of staircase our queen over. Just think about, okay, where can the king move? Right now, all of these squares are cut off by the queen. All of these squares are cut off by the rook. So actually on this square, it can't go anywhere. So if we check here, then it can go to this square only, because the queen and the rook cut off all these squares. So we can go up here. So we should be able to go like this and just get close enough to it that maybe we can do. Let's try to get a little bit close. Check again. Okay, now that we're here, can we do anything? Well, we can check here, and then the rooks and the queen protect each other, so we can actually go down here. So that's a good checkmate right there. You don't have to know, you don't have to have it all planned out ahead. You can just be like, okay, these are some improving moves that I can do in my position, and there you go. It's does good things. May have I blundered there? I don't really think so, but that's what, if you're making solid moves, you have a game plan and you think about what your moves do, you should just be fine in this lovely game of chess. You can see there accuracy of 85% there. 85%, that correlates to a we'll move over to our game review section here. Yeah, no mistakes really. We just kind of coasted the whole way down. He played as 71%. I guess there was only an opening. They didn't count anything for a middle game there. 1850 there, just playing solid. We just played solid moves, things that just made sense. He played like a 900, probably because we got in there pretty early and kind of took care of him. Yeah, no great moves. Not too much going on in the blunder or miss department, anything like that. Just overall, just a pretty good game. So, game review here. What did we do well? Well, this is the Perk defense. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, he said right here that this was the best move. Just taking space. It's a good idea. Best move. Moving that knight away. We're like, hey, lots of good options here. We could have brought out this knight. We could have brought out this knight. Generally, you want to bring out your knights before your bishops, but this is a good move because it puts tempo on the knight. It has to go somewhere else. He just puts it back, which is the best move, apparently. And we're already up almost a full point of material. We bring out our knight. Yeah, just gives up a pawn for free. We don't know why. We don't ask questions. We just take it. You bring this threat by developing a piece. And since he does this, which is the best move, we're able to develop a game plan around it. We're like, hey, let's try to put some pressure on this knight. That's the game plan. Yeah, brings this pawn forward. Whatever's going on there. Knight. Good. Bishop pins. Yeah, I didn't see this right away. But that's how... You don't have to see the best moves all the time. As long as you're making moves that don't just lose you the game immediately, as long as you're not making blunders, you'll climb up in chess. Because, yeah, here we could have just taken... Or, much better, we could have gone here first. This is pinned, so he can't take with this knight. And then we would have gotten this, and we would have gotten this. So basically just like the rook for free, because he could have taken back here. But that would have really weakened his king, so... It took a little bit, but we found it right after this. A little bit of a different version of it, but well, I guess we had a mate in 5 here. We had a mate in 5. See, we didn't find it. I knew that it was like, with all of the stuff that's going on here, it looked a little bit tricky, but yeah, didn't find the mate in 5, but hey, we found moves that were good, and we still won the game. Let's see what it thought. Wow. Okay. Well, it wants us to put our queen. It wants us to put our queen there because it's pinned. Sacrifice. Oh my. Well, that you know, depending on your level, that should be findable. I probably should have found that myself, but see, you don't need to find crazy plays to win chess games. You just find what's solid. See, we still won a queen. We brought our rook into the game. Just kind of, this is a good strategy here. Getting, you'll see this a lot in games where you put 2 rooks on the back rank. We were blessed enough that we get a queen and a rook on the back rank, so we can do it just better. And I guess we found this mate in 3, so that's good. This mate in 4, or maybe not quite. Not quite. Where would it have been from here? Here. Follow up. Oh yeah, just sneaking in. Just one of those ones where no matter what your opponent does, you're still good to go. But yeah, we just... Apparently it was made in 2 a couple different ways, but hey, this is something we found that worked, and we did it. And that's how you play a game with... What was my accuracy there? That's how you play a game with 1850 level. 1850 level play, right there. 85% accuracy. That's a good game. Alright, so I hope you learned something today. Just take chess, take it nice and slow. Make sure you don't blunder anything. Just have good fundamental principles and you'll climb that ladder in no time. Alright, Godspeed, brethren. See you in the next one.